And welcome back everybody to another episode of Football Manager 2017 with Carmarthen Town. And today we have a double header against Aberystwyth. Let's quickly have a quick look at the schedule then. Since last time, the severely disappointing 5-0 demolishing by Bala, we've actually been really good, scoring 3 goals against Newtown, a clean sheet as well, really good performance. Dave Vincent getting a goal, Mark Jones obviously getting yet another goal right in the last minute, though he left it late. Then we drew against the New Saints thanks to a really late, really good comeback actually. I was really impressed with the team. Liam Thomas and Kyle Bassett coming off the bench in the second half, making quite an impression and pushing for a first team spot, which one of them at least got in the next game against, who is it, Llandudno Wells I reckon it is. Mark Williams got a penalty for them late in the game, but it was a really comfortable game. Should really have been 3-0 to be honest. They were flattered to get a goal, and then we hammered Aberystwyth 3-0 thanks to a Mark Jones hat-trick, who's been in insane form, and is covering for the fact that Aidan Smith, Liam Thomas and Danny Thomas can't really get a goal scoring form between them. None of them have really been hitting the peaks, and as you can see here, Mark Jones is our standout man, along with Jake Watkins, who's actually on 130 weeks, not that much more. This guy has been insane for Bala. I might try and nab him at the end of the season if I can. So him and Mark Jones, standout players this season. They're top or second top in every category that's not goalkeeper related or bad, should I say. It's not really bad to get a lot of yellow cards, it's just not good. But yeah, that leaves us still in third for, unfortunately. Bala, 7 goal difference above us thanks to them thrashing us, unfortunately, and being able to get bigger victories than us. We just can't get any big victories out, and the New Saints are simply superior to either of us and are 4 points ahead. So despite having a really good season, we're still unfortunately sitting in third. That's how tough it is. But we've got 4 games left, and then the league gets split in half, and I don't know how long the second half is. Here rules. Oh, and also we can see who gets qualified for what. Only JD Welsh Cup I think brings the qualification, so if we win everything, 15 grand if we come first. That would be really helpful. I doubt we may. So after 22 games it splits into 3, so it's only 10 games after that, of course 5 each. But yeah, that should be quite an adventure once we get there. Here's our side for the first of 2 games against Aberystwyth Town. Fairly settled at the moment. Sheehan's in ahead of Josh Green, who just hasn't had the best of performances recently. Sermon, Vincent, clear centre-back partnership, and Kano, and a whole load of players have got new contracts that see them last beyond the end of the season here. Sermon lasts till 2018, Owen 2018, Idzi had a 2-month injury which saw him out. I don't know if that was in the last episode or not, but Perry has come along quite well. Jack Perry has come along quite well in that period. He's improved a fair bit. Bassett hasn't had a new contract yet. Mark Jones definitely has. First thing I did was sign him on a new deal. And yeah, 20 goals in 18 appearances, absolutely insane, and hopefully he can keep that going against Aberystwyth. Giglio and Spittle get the nod in midfield, as you saw there. I don't know what I clicked. I'm delighted. Yeah, Spittle's good. I don't know what I've just said. I've ignored it all. They're playing a 4-5-1. Don't recognise any of their players, I'll be honest. Oh, Danny Alfie, he used to play for Swansea, and that Lewis rings a bell. Our team looking good, yeah, as I was saying before, fairly settled side actually. Let's have a quick look how Daniel Alfie looks. He's fast if I remember. Yeah, he is fast. Oh, he is so good. He's earning £1,000 a week. Our highest earner's on 300. Jesus. Yeah, this is really putting into perspective how little our team is valued at. Bloody hell. Anyway, well, I'm going to try and keep over managing with my budget. I don't want to spend it all on one player. I want to sort of spread it out, because at the end of the day, we're going to keep improving forever. The top is a long way away, so we don't really want to splash out and bankrupt ourselves on one player, because after 2 or 3 seasons, hopefully that player will no longer be good enough, just due to the upward trend I'm hoping we shall take. Certainly when we go professional, everything will change then. Oh, and they got Curtis March. I can't believe I missed him earlier. He's an ex-Swansea player. 120 week. Oh, he's gone downhill. He looks so good though. He's so calm and composed on the ball. From previous Swansea saves I've had. Not good enough to get into the Swansea first team ever, but never thought he'd be in the Welsh Premier Division. But I've talked through the majority of the first half, and as you saw, absolutely nothing happened. I've told them that it weren't good enough, and hopefully in the second half we'll see something better. First highlight of the game is going Aberystwyth's way at the moment. They get the ball into Sherburn in the middle. He's unfortunately, Spittle with a lovely tackle. Unfortunately, he didn't get the ball. Evans, this is very scary now. He's on the edge of the box. Thankfully, he doesn't strike it very cleanly, and it's out for a goal kick. 68 minutes on the clock, and I've taken Aidan Smith off and put Liam Thomas on. He's in slightly better form. I'll actually change him to an advanced forward. It might disrupt their defence a little bit. I'm looking at their fullbacks. Might want to take Sheehan off for... Yeah, I'll do that now. Josh Green can come on, and that'll be the 2 changes, and I'll wait a bit for the 3rd change. I've gone a bit more attacking in the hope we can get something, but it doesn't look likely. I'm going to take Giglio off and put Cotterill on. Hopefully his experience, maybe play them both as wingers. Try and get a late goal, because this is a derby and the fans are expecting a win. We're into the dying seconds. Despite going attacking, it doesn't look like we're going to get a goal. I even put wingers up. We just couldn't score in this game either side. 0-0. Bit disappointed to have drawn the home leg, and it really would have put us in a good stead in the league, because I think Barla lost. Where can I see the... here it is. Barla lost against Llandudno. They did indeed. So it would have really helped us give us a bit more breathing space on the top of this table, but unfortunately we did not manage it. But we do have a second chance in a few days' time, which I'll see you for. We're back for the second game. Not much has changed really. I'm looking at team. Luke Cummings came in at right back just because he's performing slightly better than Sheehan. And Danny Thomas has retired, offering him a new contract being just a member of staff. So he's retired now, which means Kerry Morgan gets that extra spot in the midfield there, on the bench there I mean. Cotterill gets that starting left winger. He's just been playing slightly better recently, and actually Aidan Smith is going to be replaced by Liam Thomas, who's just signed a new contract, so it's good morale, and is performing slightly better. So those are the changes as far as I remember what the game looked like, and yeah, hopefully we can beat Aberystwyth Town this time. But they're playing a 4-3-3 now. 3 strikers will be quite worrying. Curtis March, Alfie still on the side, very strong, certainly right back. For this level he's incredibly strong. He's the one on 1k a week, that's insane. Their left back also looks pretty fast, but not very good at crossing, fortunately for us, although in FM that often doesn't mean much. First highlight is unfortunately going Aberystwyth's way. With their 3 men up front could cause us some serious trouble due to our 4-4-2 style of play. But luckily our fullbacks are sitting deep enough due to their defend and support duties that they're kind of covering part of the pain, although unfortunately Kisitu on the back post has unfortunately put them 1-0 up. His first goal of the season comes against us. Well, the fans will love that as a... And here we have, pass it back to Lewis. Lewis, yeah, 1 or 2 crossing with an absolutely gorgeous cross into the back post for Kisitu. Yeah, crossing doesn't mean much in this game, I reckon. Another chance for Aberystwyth, so it looks like it's going to be another loss for us. Callaway out to Sherburn. Sherburn, Kano in with a penalty. He's really underperformed this season, despite clearly being an amazing player. And I even offered him a new contract because I had faith in him. Unfortunately, he's just not delivered this season as such. And just look at his attributes all round. Nice save by Leedsy. I was half paying attention, but just look at his attributes. They're insane for for an £80 a week player. He has got some insane depth in his attributes, and I'm really pleased with him. Physically great, mentally brilliant, tackling good, etc, etc. And he's just not performing, unfortunately. But yeah, we're only 1-0 down despite having conceded a penalty, so hopefully in the second half I'm actually going to move these to wingers earlier. It offers a bit more creativity, and hopefully they can do something. So I've made 3 changes. Marcus Giglio on for Cotterill, Dwayne Bailey on for Dave Vincent, and I previously took off Liam Thomas for Aidan Smith. Hopefully those 3 changes will do something in this game. But as it currently stands, it looks like we're going to be losing, which is rather disappointing. And live comms recently have not been going well. We're heading the last 15 minutes and it's not going our way. Unfortunately, it seems this season we've lost the derby games, so to say. We drew at home and lost away, which is overall not the best of results, and it's actually really disappointing, because I was thinking Aberystwyth being slightly weaker than us, we could really hit them hard and get some good morale boosting victories in the derbies, but unfortunately it looks like we've lost. It might actually have given Aberystwyth a lifeline to get into the top half. I'm going to say I'm disappointed. Yep, I agree with you, coach. Oh no, fortunately they're just far enough off. I don't think they'll make it into the top 6, so that we won't be playing them again. The second half of the season will probably be Newtown and above. So clearly TNS and Bala are the big games. So that's actually it for this episode. Really disappointing results, but we've got 2 games to get ourselves together, including a game against Bangor City. We might actually have another one, it depends when the league is drawn. But then we will be playing Bangor City in the cup final, which will be next episode, and by itself I reckon I highly doubt I'll make any transfers. I really don't need to. In terms of the starting 11, once I put Giglio in, it looks pretty strong. I'm not really seeing any immediate gaps that need filling, and I certainly don't have a wage available to me to fill it. And a few players will be leaving at the end of the season, and they're just not good enough, and their wage bill leaving. We're just going to try and keep a good financial stability while trying to really push for that first spot. And once we turn professional, it all changes. We can hopefully fight for Europe and get a bit more money in and get better players. Until then, we're just pushing for decent financial stability and getting results. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you're doing something similar, I know a few of you are. You've put it in the comments. Thank you ever so much. And tell me how you're doing. Tell me who you're signing. Any tips and tricks, to beat TNS over a season. But yeah, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.